Can putting hair dye on wet hair cause damage to the hair?
Hello and welcome to our comprehensive guide on hair dyeing. In this video, we are going to delve into a hot topic of debate. Can putting hair dye on wet hair cause damage to the hair? You might be surprised by some of the facts we're going to reveal.
Understanding hair structure.
Let's start with understanding how our hair is structured. Each hair strand is covered by a protective layer known as the cuticle. When the hair is wet, the cuticle layer swells and opens up, making it more receptive to hair dye, which is why some people prefer to apply dye to damp hair.
Does wet hair dyeing cause damage?
Now, onto the big question. Does wet hair dyeing cause damage? In short, the answer is no. Putting hair dye on wet hair itself doesn't cause damage. However, the process that follows may contribute to the overall damage. The real issue lies in how the hair dye is formulated and how it interacts with your hair. Hair dye typically contains harsh chemicals like ammonia and peroxide, which open up the cuticle to allow the dye to penetrate into the hair shaft. This process can be damaging over time, especially when not properly cared for, regardless of whether the hair is wet or dry.
The wet versus dry hair dyeing debate.
A critical point in the wet versus dry hair debate is how well the dye is absorbed. Wet hair can dilute the dye, which might lead to a less intense color. On the other hand, dry hair absorbs more dye, which could potentially increase the risk of damage from the dye's chemical composition. Always remember that regardless of whether you're dyeing your hair wet or dry, it's vital to take steps to minimize the risk of damage. These can include using conditioner after dyeing, avoiding heat styling immediately after the process, and using products specifically designed for dyed hair. In conclusion, it's not the act of dyeing wet hair that causes damage, but rather the chemicals in the dye and how you care for your hair afterward. Good post-dye care is crucial to maintaining the health and vibrancy of your dyed hair. We hope this video has shed some light on this topic, and remember, always treat your hair with the care it deserves.